Okay, so once you've registered, now you'll be faced with the logon screen. That's the screen that should come up first, or at least the screen when you first come into the app after registering. Okay, so I entered my password. Next step would be to click on the Remember Me button just there. Very important that you click on that Remember Me button, mainly because this stops you from having to log into the app every time you enter it on your iPhone or Android. And also make sure that because you're logged in all the time on it and it doesn't log you out, that you receive notifications, because we'll be able to push out notifications based on the team that you're associated with, to let you know about training updates, game updates, ground status, etc. So once you've done that, just log in. You get a short welcome screen. You just click OK on that, and that gives you the main page and the opening page of the app itself. You'll see down the bottom, the very bottom of the screen there are 5 icons: news, fixtures, teams, contacts, and more. The first 4 being the main sections of the app that we think people will use the most. We may change that over time, but at the moment we think that it's those 4, and I'll take you through those in a little while. And then the last one is the More tab, and that actually takes you into a broader range of sections of the app, which I'll take you through a little bit later. So let's go back to the News tab by clicking on News. You can see there the point posts are uploaded onto the system every week as they've been released. And they're released in order of the most recent at the top and the oldest at the bottom. The bit of news that we like to keep at the top is the ELS Hall Park ground status. That's a very useful bit of information about if you're worried about whether the ground's closed or not for training or for games. If you haven't heard otherwise, you can click on that section. I'll just click on it now, and that takes you to the RIDE website, which gives you the status of the grounds. And you can see here, as of today, the 15th of May, all the grounds are open, but otherwise it would tell you that the grounds are either closed or otherwise. So you go back, we can look at the point posts. So I click on the second item there, and that'll take you to a PDF version of Point Post, and you can scroll through that, read different sections of it, zoom in and out, as you can on any Apple or Android feature when it comes to reading these types of applications. Next tab along is fixtures. What this does is it does it by teams, so it shows you each of the teams. So if you're associated with the under 9 whites, you can click on under 9 whites. That takes you straight to the Sports Pulse page and shows you this week, round 5, Westbrook Red under 9s are playing North Ryde White under 9s at Mike Kenny Oval number 2. So that tells you what that is. If you want to look forward, you can click forward, have a look at future rounds, and click back and go back to back rounds. And obviously you can do that for each of the teams. Under the Teams tab, which is the next one, this is just general information about each of the teams. So I can click again on under 9 whites. That'll come up with the contact information, and you can scroll across and see both emails and mobile phone numbers for each of the main contacts to do with that team. And then a short message at the bottom. Most of the time it's going to tell you about when those teams train and where they train, and any other information we may want to add about those teams over time. The fourth one is contacts. These are general contacts. This is basically the executive committee and general committee of the club, and you can see you can come down through all the different contacts, both phone numbers and email addresses. And then finally the More tab. The More tab really gives you a number of different features. These are the things that we think people will use less frequently than the first 4. So things like events, so you can go in there. Currently there's no events loaded on the system, but otherwise it would show you what events are loaded on the system. There's some information about sponsors, some club information, details about each of the grounds. So this includes both our own ground and grounds that are the opposition team's grounds. So if I click on the Kellyville Magpies, it'll show you the name of the oval that the Kellyville Magpies play at, its address. Now, the Get Directions and Open GPS piece is a little quirky, so the Get Directions piece doesn't really work. So if you press the Open in GPS mode, that'll actually take you to this section of, in this case, Apple or Google Maps, and you can either put your current location in and then hit route, and it'll show you where you are, or in fact any location and then route. So that'll show you the directions to that site. The other method of doing it, the show directions, doesn't work at this stage. I'm still trying to rectify that, but that show route section actually does work. So back to the app. It sort of takes you out of the app into to Maps, whatever application you're using. So you can do that for each of the grounds. There's a results tab, which again takes you by team. It actually has results because only from under 11s up have results, but it'll take you again to the Sports Pulse website directly and show you the results of the last round. And again, you can go back through other rounds. You can have a look at the ladder. Again, showing you the ladder for the teams that have ladders, and glad to see the under 12s top of the ladder and the under 12s comp, which is awesome. Other features include there's images over time. We'll start to load images, and we've got a nice piece here with the under 9s Whites singing the team song post the game in round 3. And you can see little things like this as you go through the app, but we can eventually load other images, and people can start to share them through Instagram, Facebook ways to share images and upload them on the site. On the videos section, we've actually uploaded some AFL skills videos there for both coaches and parents to use. At the moment, we've just got some basic kicking, handballing, marking, and introduction skills, but over time we'll add more and more skills videos on there, as well as other interesting videos to watch. And the last row is really, there's a message tab, where this really tells you about the previous notifications or messages that have gone out. So if we've sent previous notifications out about ground closures, or in this case, checking out the skills videos, you can go back to that and see those messages. There's a little piece on the developers, and then there's the settings page. Okay, so that's really the basics of the app. We'll add more things as we go along, but at this stage, it's full of information about the fixtures, the ladder, the grounds that have been played, and obviously updates and news from the club. So I hope you get to use the app, and any feedback, we're more than welcome to hear it. Great, thank you.